When dealing with cable runs in attics of older homes, and when the homeowner expresses concerns about drilling through rafters or joists due to potential weakening of the structure, there are several alternative methods available to consider. Firstly, one option is to use a cable raceway. You can install a flexible or rigid cable raceway along the rafters or joists. This allows you to bundle and protect the cables without drilling into the lumber. Secondly, consider fishing the cables. If the attic has sufficient clearance, you can fish the cables through existing holes or gaps in the joists or rafters. However, this may be more challenging and time-consuming, so it is important to assess the feasibility beforehand. Thirdly, another approach is to hang the cables from wires. You can suspend the cables from wires that are attached to the rafters or joists. This method provides physical protection and eliminates the need for drilling. Fourthly, using cable clips is another viable option. Attach cable clips directly to the rafters or joists using screws. This provides a secure and low-profile way to route the cables. Fifthly, you could install a cable tray. A cable tray is a metal or plastic structure that supports and protects multiple cables. It can be suspended from the rafters or joists. When considering the running board method using a Joists, there are several important considerations. Ensure that the Joists running board is securely nailed to the rafters. Avoid placing it directly over load-bearing joists, as this could compromise the structural integrity. Also, space the Joists at regular intervals to provide sufficient support for the cables and prevent sagging. Make sure the running board is positioned high enough to allow for easy access and maintenance of the cables in the future. For fire safety, consider using a fire-rated Joists to minimize the risk of fire spreading through the attic. Here are some additional tips. Use a voltmeter or cable tester to verify proper cable functionality before concealing them. This will help ensure that the connections are sound and that the cables are working as expected. Label the cables clearly for easy identification in the future. This will save time and effort when troubleshooting or making changes to the wiring. Consider using surge protectors to protect against electrical damage from power surges or lightning strikes. This is especially important for sensitive electronic equipment. Keep all cables organized and away from potential sources of damage, such as pipes or insulation. This will help prevent accidental damage and ensure the longevity of the wiring. When using cable raceways, select the appropriate size and type of raceway for the cables being installed. Ensure that the raceway is properly secured to the rafters or joists. When fishing cables, use a fish tape or other suitable tool to guide the cables through the existing holes or gaps. Be careful not to damage the cables during the fishing process. When hanging cables from wires, use appropriate hangers or supports to ensure that the cables are securely suspended. Avoid overloading the wires, as this could cause them to break or sag. When using cable clips, select the appropriate size and type of clip for the cables being installed. Ensure that the clips are properly spaced to provide adequate support. When installing a cable tray, select the appropriate size and type of tray for the cables being installed. Ensure that the tray is properly supported and secured to the rafters or joists. When using the running board method, consider using a level to ensure that the running board is installed straight and level. This will help to prevent the cables from sagging or becoming tangled. When working with electrical wiring, always follow proper safety precautions. Turn off the power to the circuit before working on the wiring. Use appropriate personal protective equipment, such as gloves and eye protection. If you are not comfortable working with electrical wiring, consult a qualified electrician. Always comply with local electrical codes and regulations. This will help ensure that the wiring is installed safely and correctly. When running cables through walls or ceilings, use appropriate grommets or bushings to protect the cables from damage. This will help to prevent shorts and other electrical hazards. When splicing or terminating cables, use appropriate connectors and tools. Ensure that the connections are secure and properly insulated. When working in attics, be aware of potential hazards such as insulation, dust, and pests. Wear appropriate protective clothing and respiratory protection. When running cables near heat sources, use heat-resistant cables. This will help to prevent the cables from overheating and causing a fire. When running cables near water pipes, use waterproof cables. This will help to prevent electrical shock hazards. When running cables outdoors, use weather-resistant cables. This will help to protect the cables from the elements. When running cables underground, use direct burial cables. This will help to protect the cables from damage from soil and rocks. When running cables in conduit, use the appropriate size and type of conduit. This will help to protect the cables from damage and provide a neat and organized installation. When pulling cables through conduit, use cable lubricant. This will help to reduce friction and make it easier to pull the cables. When bending cables, use a cable bender. This will help to prevent damage to the cables. When terminating cables in electrical panels, use the appropriate lugs and connectors. Ensure that the connections are tight and properly insulated. When working with electrical panels, be aware of the potential for arc flash. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment and follow proper safety procedures. When testing electrical circuits, use a voltmeter, ammeter, and ohmmeter. Ensure that the meters are properly calibrated and used according to the manufacturer's instructions. When troubleshooting electrical problems, start by checking the simplest things first, such as the circuit breaker or fuse. If you cannot find the problem, consult a qualified electrician. When making electrical repairs, use only approved parts and materials. Ensure that the repairs are done correctly and safely. When completing an electrical project, inspect the work to ensure that it meets all applicable codes and regulations. Obtain the necessary permits and inspections. Here are some additional considerations for older homes. Older homes may have knob and tube wiring, which is an outdated and potentially dangerous type of wiring. If you encounter knob and tube wiring, consult a qualified electrician to determine the best course of action. Older homes may have asbestos insulation, which is a hazardous material. If you suspect that your home has asbestos insulation, consult a qualified asbestos abatement contractor. Older homes may have lead paint, which is a health hazard. If you suspect that your home has lead paint, consult a qualified lead abatement contractor. Older homes may have structural problems that need to be addressed before any electrical work is done. Consult a qualified structural engineer to assess the condition of the home. Older homes may have limited access to electrical outlets and circuits. Consider adding additional outlets and circuits to meet the needs of modern appliances and electronics. Older homes may have undersized electrical panels. Consider upgrading the electrical panel to provide sufficient capacity for the home's electrical needs. Older homes may have grounding issues. Ensure that the electrical system is properly grounded to protect against electrical shock hazards. Older homes may have outdated lighting fixtures. Consider replacing the outdated lighting fixtures with energy-efficient LED fixtures. Older homes may have inefficient appliances. Consider replacing the inefficient appliances with energy-efficient models.